the Nile River, one of the longest rivers on Earth, yet it flows through some of the harshest landscapes imaginable. Stretching across northeastern Africa, it has sustained civilizations for thousands of years in an otherwise unforgiving desert. From Cairo to the heart of ancient kingdoms, its waters have shaped history, culture, and survival itself. And even today, millions depend on this river as nations compete for its limited and vital resources. But what makes the Nile so powerful and contested? Stay with us, because its story runs deeper than it seems. Standing proudly on the limestone plateau on the west bank of the Nile River, Giza appears as an eternal mark of ancient Egyptian civilization. It is not only a city in Giza Governorate, but also a gathering place of the greatest architectural works ever built by humanity, where the golden sands of the Sahara Desert meet the deep blue sky. With the majesty of massive stone blocks and the stillness of vast space, this destination offers a powerful attraction, taking travelers back to the golden age of powerful pharaohs. The complex here possesses the only surviving wonders of the ancient world, notably the Great Pyramid of Khufu, assembled from more than 2.3 million stone blocks. Each block, weighing from about 2 tons to dozens of tons, is arranged with astonishing precision, demonstrating the advanced intelligence of engineers from over 4,500 years ago. Guarding beside it is the colossal Sphinx with the body of a lion and the head of a human, symbolizing royal strength and wisdom. Archaeological excavation traces continue to reveal secrets about the lives of builders and mysterious burial rituals, affirming this land as one of the most powerful, spiritual, and political centers in history. Under the blazing North African sun, the lives of residents are tied to heritage preservation and serving desert travelers. Every day, elephant handlers and camel riders guide visitors across sand dunes to admire the pyramids, while local artisans carefully craft souvenirs from quartz stone and handmade papyrus. In suburban kitchens, the flavors of Aish Baladi bread and full Medam's stew are always ready to serve guests. The warmth of the people lies in their resilience in preserving heritage, considering the protection of these ancient stones a sacred duty passed down through generations. The landscape displays a striking contrast between the lush alluvial strip along the Nile and the blazing yellow of the vast Sahara Desert. Rows of date palms rising from about 33 feet to over 66 feet lean beside ancient irrigation canals, creating cool green oases within the bustling urban area. The natural formation of the solid limestone plateau laid the foundation for enduring structures, where the sunset paints the pyramid peaks in deep red, creating a surreal scene, guiding explorers back to the origins of time. Giza is not merely a geographic location, but a statement of human creativity against the destruction of time. How do you perceive the grandeur of these millennia-old stone structures? Are you truly ready to come here and experience the breadth of history yourself? Let us prepare for new discoveries at the next destination right ahead. Bordering directly the northern edge of Cairo, Schubra Elka emerges as a perpetual industrial engine of Lower Egypt. It is the fourth largest city in the country, where life never pauses amid massive textile factories and dense residential districts, forming a gritty yet intensely vibrant urban landscape. The transformation of this land is tied to the vision of Muhammad Ali Pasha in the early 19th century with the construction of a grand summer palace. However, the real turning point came with the industrial boom after 1952, turning riverside orchards into the region's largest textile and glass production zones. The inauguration of Metro Line 2 running through the city erased the distance with the capital, making it an indispensable logistical right arm. The durability of old industrial complexes stands as proof of a golden manufacturing era, where the labor of thousands shaped the economic foundation of Kalubia. Walking through alleys filled with the rhythm of weaving looms, you can feel the warmth of the locals through simple greetings amid the scent of machine oil and cotton fibers. The people here are known for their diligence, often gathering at modest tea stalls to share snacks like hot fried liver sandwiches after long work shifts. In local homes, the flavor of kashari topped with crispy fried onions is a popular dish to restore energy. Their hospitality appears in their willingness to guide visitors to the refined beauty of the historic palace, a rare green oasis within the bustling city. The Nile riverside here reveals a stark contrast between busy loading docks and resilient shrubs clinging to the embankment. Rows of casuarina and eucalyptus trees, rising from about 39 feet to 59 feet, stand amid dust and smoke, forming a fragile natural barrier against tightly packed, high-rise buildings. At sunset, grey tones spread across the dark river surface, creating a reflective scene. Schubra Elka is not merely a crowded suburb, but a place where every machine's rhythm carries the aspirations of millions. Can you feel the powerful energy flowing through the veins of this sleepless industrial city? Welcome to Cairo, the blazing heart of Egypt, and the meeting point between the fertile Nile Delta and the vast Sahara Desert. This capital stands as a living museum with the title City of a Thousand Minarets, where time seems suspended between massive limestone blocks and the fast-paced urban rhythm. This land holds a vast chronicle from the Roman Babylon fortress to the flourishing of the Fatimid dynasty in 969. The city has witnessed the rise and fall of many empires, leaving invaluable marks such as the solid Saladin citadel or the splendid white quartz stone mosques. Most notable is the Giza pyramid complex to the west, a powerful testament to human intellect and the ambition to conquer time from over 4,500 years ago. The resilience of its people through historical upheavals has preserved the soul of one of North Africa's greatest cultural centers. Winding through the ancient Khan el-Khalili market, daily life emerges through lively bargaining sounds and the rich aroma of spices. Each day, artisans meticulously craft brass lanterns and weave wool carpets with traditional patterns, while tea shop owners calmly serve hot mint tea. In the kitchen, the flavor of koshari, mixed from rice, lentils, and tomato sauce, remains a culinary pride. The warmth of the people is reflected in their hospitality, always ready to share fresh bread and tell everyday stories by the poetic Nile River, forming a tightly knit community. The natural landscape impresses with the contrast between lush green alluvial land and blazing golden sand. High-rise buildings reflect on the calm surface of the Nile, where felucca boats with white sails, rising from about 49 feet to 82 feet, glide gently. Nature's arrangement with the Mokattam Hills creates an ideal vantage point to admire the panorama of ancient domes. Cairo is not merely a bustling capital, but a place where the call to prayer blends with the pulse of a legendary river. A captivating new chapter awaiting us at the next destination. As the pristine white felucca sails begin to catch the wind upstream of the Nile's first cataract, Elephantine Island emerges like a living museum amid deep blue waters. This is not a modern stop with glass skyscrapers, but a tranquil space where polished black granite blocks, worn over millennia, stand firmly, preserving the breath of one of the oldest civilizations in history. Most men on the island are skilled boat rowers or artisans crafting beaded jewelry, while women maintain the fires of traditional Nubian pottery workshops. You will encounter people in spotless white galabaya garments, carefully weaving nets or calmly guiding sails without any rush of commercial solicitation. They treat outsiders with the demeanor of those who understand the value of historical flow, willingly explaining the small gardens interwoven among ruins as a way of preserving natural identity. The most distinctive cultural mark here lies in the Nilometer system, ancient stone water gauges from the Pharaonic era that remain intact, demonstrating the masterful hydrological knowledge of the ancients. The community maintains unique customs such as painting crocodile symbols on house walls for luck or using the ancient Nubian language in daily life. Instead of following urbanization trends, they preserve villages with vibrant blue tones and geometric patterns, forming a pure oasis completely separated from the outside world and ancient reliefs of the god Khnum. The island's history has always been tied to its role as a strategic commercial and military outpost at the southern border of ancient Egypt. A major turning point came with the discovery of the Elephantine papyri in the early 20th century, revealing a multi-ethnic community that once coexisted peacefully alongside pharaonic temples. The remains of ancient fortresses and hieroglyph-carved stone columns standing through dynasties testify to an era when this place was a transfer point for gold and ivory from equatorial Africa into the empire's core. The entire island appears as a stone-paved maze, where vibrant walls of Nubian villages stand out against grey ruins, and wild palm groves reflect on still waters. As sunset falls, sunlight casts a bronze hue on sails gliding silently, evoking an eternal land where time itself seems to have stopped. Would you want to travel back in time to touch the stones that carry the soul of this great civilization? Continuing the traces of the falcon god at Edfu, the journey along the Nile brings us to Esna, a surprising destination located about 31 miles south of Luxor. Rather than showcasing vast open complexes, this place holds a mysterious charm, with the Temple of Khartoum lying deep below modern street level. The history of this land is tied to its role as a bustling trade center along the route connecting Egypt and Sudan thousands of years ago. The ancient temple is dedicated to Khnum, the ram-headed god, believed to have shaped humans on a potter's wheel from Nile clay. Through periods from pharaonic to Greco-Roman times, Esna remained a vital spiritual hub, preserving astronomical rituals and inscriptions about the Nile's flood cycles, affirming the enduring vitality of a civilization that never faded. Walking through narrow alleys, you will be drawn to the meticulous craftsmanship of artisans in weaving workshops, producing traditional Galabaya garments from fine cotton. The local people are known for their warmth, readily inviting strangers for hot mint tea and sharing everyday stories along breezy streets. In family kitchens, the aroma of slow-cooked beans and crispy sunbread fills the air, reflecting a humble yet proud culinary culture closely tied to the river through generations. The modern lock system on the Nile creates a spectacular scene as large tourist ships line up, waiting to pass through. Surrounding the town are rows of date palms rising from about 33 feet to 49 feet, leaning over lush green alluvial land, forming a vivid contrast with the deep brown tones of time-worn sandstone blocks. Esna is not merely a stopover, but a place where every step descending underground opens a gateway to an enchanting sky of ancient knowledge. The original colors on the temple ceiling seem to whisper stories, inviting us to continue exploring the mysteries of this legendary land. Sweeping across the savanna grasslands of northern Uganda, the journey reaches Bentiu, a city literally floating on water in South Sudan. This is not an ordinary city, but a fortress of survival, where massive earthen dikes strain to separate murky floodwaters from tens of thousands of stark white tents, creating a suffocating geopolitical landscape amid an eternal swamp. The main workforce here consists of resilient cattle herders and battalions of technical workers operating open oil wells, the economic lifeline of the entire nation. You will encounter tall, newer men with blazing eyes, tirelessly reinforcing dikes or steering small wooden boats through flooded terrain to transport essential supplies. They receive travelers with a mix of caution and respect, willing to share a dry seat by the fire to speak of cattle herds and the pride of a people who have never bowed to adversity. Hospitality here is measured through practical actions, such as pulling you from the mud or sharing survival knowledge in the fragile boundary between water and land. Bentiu's history has been shaped by the rise of the oil industry since the 1970s, transforming a remote town into a center of brutal conflict. The most painful turning point came with the record-breaking floods beginning in 2021, submerging all infrastructure and turning the city into an artificial island protected by a network of United Nations dikes. Maintaining the survival of civilian protection zones in the heart of the flood established an unprecedented precedent in international humanitarian aid. Rusting oil rigs standing isolated in vast waters testify to a delayed era of prosperity, where people must learn to coexist with relentless floods to preserve sovereignty over every foot of muddy land. Space here is a harsh contrast between patches of drowned vegetation and still waters reflecting a grey sky. The entire area appears as an isolated basin, where red earthen dikes become the only boundary separating life from the brutal force of wild nature. As sunset falls, sunlight stains rusted metal roofs with a bronze hue, evoking a reality both harsh and remarkably resilient. Bentiu does not need pity. It asserts its value through the iron will of people fighting both bullets and tides to defend their homeland. Can you believe that amid that vast expanse of water, black oil still flows tirelessly to sustain the hope of a dry tomorrow for this land? Towering on the shores of the vast Lake Nasser, Abu Simbel appears as an epic carved in sandstone by Pharaoh Ramesses II, directly into the heart of the mountain. This is not a bustling city, but a majestic sanctuary where colossal statues sit in silent watch, guarding the southern gateway of the empire for thousands of years. The history of this land is marked by one of the greatest rescue operations of the 20th century, when the entire temple was cut into thousands of stone blocks and relocated to higher ground to escape rising floodwaters. This turning point not only preserved the heritage, but also established a remarkable feat of modern engineering, ensuring that sunlight still penetrates the sacred inner chamber twice a year. The stone structures standing firmly beside the artificial lake testify to the endurance of human will against the harsh flow of nature. The cultural imprint here is condensed in the unique Sun Festival, where astronomy and ancient architecture merge to honor divine power. The intricate reliefs not only depict the famed Battle of Kadesh, but also portray the fusion of polytheistic beliefs and profound devotion to the love of Queen Nefertari. Instead of grandiose celebrations, cultural depth is reflected through hieroglyphs, preserving knowledge of rebirth, making this place an enduring spiritual symbol within the harsh Sahara Desert. The space here blends the brilliant gold of Desert al-Rimal with the turquoise blue of the still lake surface. The entire complex appears as a solitary oasis where sparse acacia trees stretch to cast shade over stone paths leading to the dock. As evening falls, sunlight casts a bronze hue over the massive stone faces, rich with expression. Abu Simbel asserts its value through eternal grandeur and a powerful spirit of renewal across the tides of time. Would you want to stand beneath these colossal gods, to feel the smallness of humanity before a dynasty that has become one with the mountain stone? Located at the heart of Upper Egypt, Sohag reveals a distinctive cultural landscape where pharaonic heritage strongly intertwines with early Christian spirituality. Rather than showcasing itself like bustling tourist cities, this destination captivates with the untouched beauty of ancient monasteries hidden along the gentle Nile River. The history of this land is marked by the presence of the White Monastery and the Red Monastery, architectural masterpieces built in the 4th and 5th centuries. The establishment of strict monastic rules by Saint Shenouda transformed Sohag into the most important spiritual center of the Coptic community for millennia. White limestone walls and reused columns from ancient temples create a unique structure where vivid murals still recount enduring faith through centuries of change. This stands as evidence of cultural continuity where ancient values were refined into the foundation of a new religious era. Walking into traditional craft villages, you will be captivated by artisans meticulously weaving the world-renowned Akmim silk. The people of Sohag are humble and welcoming, often inviting you to enjoy strong black tea in the shade of brick houses. In traditional kitchens, the flavor of dried bean soup and crispy sun bread is always warmly shared with visitors. Their hospitality is reflected in the pride they take in every woven thread, turning each product into a cultural message expressing love for their homeland and pride in their pharaonic roots. The riverside landscape displays a beautiful contrast between lush green wheat fields and towering limestone mountains. Rows of date palms and acacia trees rising from about 39 feet to 59 feet reflect on the calm Nile waters, forming a cool green corridor protecting peaceful villages. The sunset casts a bronze glow over ancient towers filled with quiet stories. Sohag is not merely a geographic location, but a place where time seems to stand still among ancient stone walls and warm-hearted people. Every rhythm of life here quietly tells the story of a land that has never lost its identity. As the White Nile flows through Jonglei State, it becomes more intense and deeply expressive as it embraces Bor, a land regarded as the heartbeat of the Dinka people. This is not merely a riverside stop, but a vivid symbol of survival amid the vast Sud wetlands, where the breath of the wilderness blends with the aspiration for freedom. The gunfire that erupted at Battalion 105 in 1983 permanently altered the fate of this land, marking the beginning of the Second Sudanese Civil War. Under the leadership of John Garang, Bor became the cradle of the Southern Liberation Movement, where resistance ignited from flooded grasslands. This mutiny was not only a military milestone, but also a firm declaration of the people's right to self-determination. Inside vast cattle camps, you will be struck by the unique spiritual bond between strong Dinka men and their prized, long-horned cattle. They carefully tend their livestock amid clouds of white ash smoke used to repel insects, creating an almost mythical scene. In central markets, local women warmly trade fresh milk and dried fish, while songs praising cattle echo beside flickering campfires. The hospitality of Bor's people lies in their habit of sharing bowls of hot millet porridge, where every stranger is welcomed as part of the extended tribal family. Before your eyes stretches a blend of calm Nile waters and endless green grasslands. rows of acacia trees and wild palms rising from about 26 feet to 49 feet stand resilient on elevated ground, forming a rich ecosystem that sustains thousands of migratory birds. The sunset bathes the fertile alluvial land in a radiant golden glow. Bor is not simply a riverside town, but a place where national pride is written in mud and perseverance. Every paddle stroke along the Mother River here quietly tells the proud journey of a land in search of freedom. Continuing the grandeur of the Great Pyramids, the journey upstream along the Nile River brings us to Luxor, known as the world's largest open-air museum. Located on the site of the ancient capital Thebes, this destination stands as a priceless heritage treasure, guiding travelers into a realm of colossal stone columns. The temple system here displays overwhelming scale, highlighted by the Karnak Temple with its forest of intricately carved stone columns that once served as the most important religious center of ancient Egypt. Across the river, the Valley of the Kings lies hidden within barren limestone mountains, preserving more than 60 tombs of renowned pharaohs. The vibrant murals, after thousands of years, still vividly recount sacred rituals and the desire for immortality. The durability of these monuments over time is a testament to the masterful construction skills of ancient builders. Immersing yourself in the daily life of local residents, you will encounter felucca boatmen, skillfully guiding their bright white sails across the river. Artisans here spend their days meticulously crafting handicrafts from alabaster stone and weaving traditional linen, using techniques passed down through generations. In bustling markets, the rich flavor of hibiscus tea and sun bread always offers a warm welcome to visitors. Pride in ancestral heritage is reflected in every story told, turning the preservation of ancient stones into a sacred mission, connecting the present with the past. The Nile River flows like a green ribbon, separating fertile sugarcane fields from majestic terracotta-colored limestone mountains. Rows of date palms, rising from about 33 feet to 66 feet, reflect on the calm water, forming a stunning natural boundary between life and desert. The scenery becomes most magical at sunrise, when dozens of colorful hot air balloons simultaneously lift off from the west bank. Luxor is not merely a tourist city, but a place where every stone carries an ancient soul whispering stories. Are you ready to touch the secrets of millennia? Prepare yourself for an even more dazzling journey at the next destination. Guarding the northernmost gateway of Sudan along the shores of Lake Nasser, Wadi Halfa appears as a resilient transit hub amid an endless sea of sand. It is not only the terminus of the Trans-Desert Railway, but also a symbol of powerful rebirth, where an entirely new town has risen to replace the old city submerged beneath the waters of the hydroelectric reservoir in the 1960s. The historic mass migration of the Nubian people during the construction of the Aswan High Dam forced tens of thousands of families to leave their homes, making way for the vast floodwaters. Rather than collapsing under loss, local residents transformed their new settlement into a vital logistics hub, maintaining the only international ferry route directly connecting to Egypt. Rows of planned brick houses and bustling warehouse systems stand as proof of human ingenuity in building prosperity from nothing. The strategic importance of this region lies in its ability to connect vast distances, where every arriving train carries the economic pulse of a sun-scorched frontier. Enjoying a cup of Jabana coffee infused with fresh ginger in the 48 degrees Fahrenheit heat, you will clearly feel the free-spirited character of desert people through their warm greetings. The residents here possess strong national pride. They willingly invite strangers to sit on woven mats and share bowls of rich bean soup and dried fish caught directly from the lake. In glowing kitchens, local women carefully prepare sweet mint tea to welcome distant guests with complete sincerity. Hospitality is reflected in the habit of opening their homes to visitors, where every stranger is treated like a returning brother after a long journey across deep blue waters. The sharp contrast between the calm lake surface and the vivid red sandstone cliffs creates a dramatic natural scene. Rows of hardy acacia and wild palm trees rising from 26 feet to 39 feet cling firmly to the arid land, forming a rare green corridor sheltering busy docks. The twilight casts a deep purple hue over rolling sand dunes, turning the borderland into a quiet yet captivating landscape beneath the vast sky. Wadi Halfa is not merely a stopover, but a place where every grain of soil is infused with sacrifice and resilience. Are you ready to feel the powerful vitality rising from the remnants beneath these deep waters? Continuing from the wooden water wheels and the slow rhythm of life in Fayum, the journey deeper into the heart of the delta brings us to Tanta, one of the most important transportation and economic hubs. This is not a place for stillness, but a bustling city in Kabia province, where the roar of train whistles blends with the ringing of ancient church bells. The strength of this land stems from the textile revolution and vegetable oil processing industry in the mid-20th century, transforming vast cotton fields into livelihoods for tens of thousands of families. The most significant historical turning point is the rise of the Ahmad al-Badawi Mosque, turning the town into Egypt's largest pilgrimage center, with the Moulid festival attracting millions. The presence of a reputable medical university has established the city as a center of high-quality knowledge in Lower Egypt. Inside the traditional bakeries glowing with heat, you will see the warmth of the locals expressed through their habit of handing strangers pieces of nut candy or sweet pastries. The people here carry the generous spirit of traders, readily inviting you for a strong cup of black tea on the sidewalk to discuss cotton prices or intense football matches. In local households, fata with tender lamb is a proud dish prepared to sincerely welcome guests. Hospitality is reflected in the custom of opening homes to strangers as honored guests of this sacred land. The lush greenery here comes from rice and potato fields stretching right up to the urban edge. Rows of casuarina and eucalyptus trees rising from 49 feet to 66 feet stand tall amid industrial haze, forming a barrier that protects residential areas from desert winds. Bright bougainvillea colors the golden sunset over the city's fast-paced life. Tanta does not need elaborate praise. It defines its value through its productive rhythm and deep religious devotion. Every sweet confection and towering mosque here quietly tells the story of a center of power in the heart of the Delta. Located at the throat, where the Nile Valley narrows before expanding into Lower Egypt, Beni Suef emerges as a dynamic hub of transportation and heavy industry. Rather than offering romantic scenery like tourist cities, it asserts its position through massive steel bridges and the fast-paced rhythm of a vital trade gateway. The wave of modern industrialization has transformed this land into one of the country's largest centers for cement production and energy generation, with the presence of globally scaled industrial complexes. The inauguration of a combined cycle gas power plant in 2018 not only solved energy challenges for Upper Egypt, but also attracted high-tech investment, reshaping the local labor landscape. Unlike ancient sandstone monuments, the mark of development here lies in reinforced concrete structures and highways cutting across the desert, reflecting a strong aspiration for economic growth. The resilience of modern bridges spanning the Nile symbolizes connection, elevating Beni Suef into a sustainable growth engine. Amid the noise of factories, you can still find simplicity in traditional markets where lively bargaining blends with the aroma of spices. Local residents carry the strength of skilled workers, often inviting you for a cup of strong coffee on the sidewalk while discussing trade routes across the country. In local homes, handmade toasted bread served with salted white cheese is a proud offering to visitors. Their hospitality is expressed not through formal greetings, but through their willingness to guide you through complex industrial zones or share stories about the transformation of their homeland. The roughness of the industrial landscape softens along the fertile alluvial strip and wheat fields lining both sides of the river. Rows of eucalyptus and casuarina trees, rising from about 49 feet to 82 feet, stand firm against desert winds, forming a green belt, protecting large-scale farms. At sunset, grey hues blend with the glow of factory chimneys in the distance. Beni Suef is not merely an industrial stop, but a place where the flow of the Nile nurtures ambitions for the future. Every moment here quietly tells the story of a land that has never stopped moving forward. Qena lies at the widest bend of the Nile River, serving as a vibrant crossroads between lush alluvial land and the pilgrimage route crossing the desert toward the Red Sea. Located in Upper Egypt, this destination carries a quiet yet captivating beauty, where ancient architecture rests beside the lively rhythm of a long-standing commercial and handicraft center. The most remarkable historical highlight here is the Dendera temple complex, dedicated to Hathor, the goddess of love and music. The reconstruction of the temple during the Ptolemaic dynasty created an architectural masterpiece with stone columns intricately carved with the goddess's face. Most notable is the Dendera zodiac relief on the temple ceiling, demonstrating advanced astronomical knowledge by accurately depicting zodiac constellations. Narrow corridors and underground chambers still preserve the original colors of ancient murals, affirming Qena's role as a sacred center of ancient knowledge. Immersing yourself in local life, you will be drawn to the skilled artisans crafting traditional kula pottery from Nile clay. The local people are known for their warmth, often inviting visitors to enjoy a cup of bright red hibiscus tea under palm-thatched roofs. In family kitchens, and the rich flavor of stuffed pigeon and crispy sunbread is carefully prepared to welcome guests. Their hospitality is reflected in their pride in sharing the ancestral pottery craft, transforming simple clay into objects deeply connected to the soul of the land. The riverside landscape displays a striking contrast between vast sugarcane fields and the deep brown tones of distant limestone mountains. Rows of date palms, rising from about 33 feet to 49 feet, reflect on the calm Nile waters, forming a cool green corridor sheltering riverside villages. The sunset casts a radiant golden glow over the fertile land. Qena is not merely a stop, but a place where every stone and every pottery piece carries the breath of a brilliant civilization. Are you ready to uncover the secrets hidden within ancient chambers along this legendary Nile? Entebbe is not a place for dreaming. It is a peninsula trapped between endless runways and the grey surface of Lake Victoria during storms. Located about 25 miles from the capital Kampala, this city serves as a forward outpost guarding Uganda's skies, where the air is thick with the fishy scent of Africa's largest lake, mixed with the oil fumes of roaring aircraft engines. The most shocking event in the region's history was the hostage rescue raid at the airport in 1976, a tense military operation that left bullet scars on the walls of the old terminal. Before that, the British had chosen this place as an administrative center due to its isolation, building vast botanical gardens in 1898 to cultivate foreign species for the empire. Moss-covered brick villas and aging government offices still stand under the equatorial sun and rain, bearing witness to a time when the most powerful orders in East Africa were issued from rooms filled with the scent of decaying wood. Setting aside formal greetings, you will encounter dark-skinned fishermen with calloused hands pulling nets beside wooden boats heavy with the smell of tilapia. They greet travelers with brief nods, offering a seat on worn wooden chairs to share a bowl of hot green banana soup, known as matuke, right by the waves. In dusty roadside eateries, lively music drowns out the wind from the lake, where locals unwind with cold Nile beer after long days of labor. Hospitality here is direct and unembellished, with no room for formal rituals or artificial smiles of tourism. The terrain here is a harsh mix of dense tropical forest and impoverished settlements along red soil hillsides. Rows of ebony and cycad trees rising from 66 feet to 98 feet stretch their sparse branches into the sky, shading rusted tin roofs struggling under the equatorial heat. Bright red hibiscus bushes grow wild beside muddy pits, creating a stark contrast between the luxury of isolated resorts and the stark poverty of lakeside fishing communities. Entebbe is a living contradiction, carrying both the image of a fallen aristocrat and the vitality of a survivor. Do you dare to walk through its dense gardens and hear the lake winds roar over the remnants of a lost golden age? The flow of the Nile River continues to guide us southward, where Aswan appears as a peaceful link between Egyptian civilization and the vast African continent. Gone are the bustling avenues and urban haze. This frontier capital captivates travelers with its slow rhythm, beside towering black granite rocks rising from the river. With its fresh air and the turquoise hue of calm waters, this destination offers a complete sense of relaxation, entirely separated from the overwhelming grandeur of northern temples. The highlight here is tied to the remarkable relocation of the Philae Temple, dedicated to the goddess Isis, a testament to extraordinary human effort in dismantling each stone block to save the heritage from the rising waters of the Aswan High Dam. The temple stands proudly on a Gilkia island, symbolizing not only the final faith of the ancient era, but also a fusion of pharaonic and Greek architecture. Most notably, the last hieroglyphic inscriptions were carved here, marking the end of a brilliant era before being buried by time. The resilience of this monument forms an invisible link between a glorious past and modern preservation efforts. Wandering through vibrant villages, the spirit of the Nubian people comes alive through skilled hands, weaving brocade carpets with distinctive geometric patterns. Each day, warm-hearted men steer felucca sailboats through rocky islands, while local women carefully prepare salted grilled fish and bright red hibiscus tea from the freshest ingredients. In riverside markets, the rich aroma of cinnamon and nutmeg invites visitors. Their hospitality is reflected in genuine smiles and the tradition of welcoming guests to share Jinja coffee, creating a tightly bonded community amid the vast desert. The Nile through Aswan reveals its most pristine beauty, with lush islands scattered among massive, oddly shaped granite formations. Rows of palm trees and acacia trees rising from about 33 feet to 49 feet cover the Qena Botanical Garden, forming a cool green oasis distinct from the golden sands of the Sahara Desert. The scene becomes most magical at sunset, when purple hues wash over white sails, drifting gently, guiding explorers toward absolute tranquility. Aswan is not merely a stopover, but a place where time seems to stand still amid gentle waters and warm hearts. Another colorful journey awaits us at the next destination. Traveling upstream along the Nile from Aswan, we encounter one of the most unique landscapes at Kom Ombo, where the twin temple stands majestically right at the water's edge. Located in Aswan Governorate, this site appears dramatically on a bend of the river, once a gathering place for Nile crocodiles in ancient times. The ground here displays the beauty of sandstone blocks glowing under the sun. Rows of palm trees rising from about 49 feet to 66 feet surround the site, forming a lush green strip, contrasting with the brown tones of massive stone columns. Nature's arrangement with small rocky outcrops creates the foundation for a busy dock, where golden lights reflect on the Nile's surface at dusk. The daily life of local residents is tied to vast sugarcane fields and riverside craft villages. Every day, farmers diligently tend crops on fertile alluvial land, while caretakers work tirelessly to preserve the unique Crocodile Mummy Museum, located beside the temple. In local kitchens, the sweet flavor of Ali dessert and strong black tea are warmly served to visitors. The hospitality of Kom Ombo's people is reflected in their pride when sharing stories about ancient medical carvings, turning each visitor into the part of a proud cultural flow. The most distinctive feature of Kom Ombo Temple is its perfect symmetrical jewel design, a rare phenomenon in pharaonic architecture. The structure simultaneously honors two opposing deities: the falcon god, Horus, representing light, and the crocodile god, Sobek, symbolizing destruction. Every detail, from the entrance to the sanctuaries, is meticulously duplicated, creating perfect balance between two spiritual forces. Most remarkable are the carvings depicting ancient medical tools, such as surgical instruments, evidence that this place once served as a leading center of healing. Kom Ombo is not merely a stop, but a place where the boundary between light and darkness is reconciled through belief. The limestone blocks here quietly preserve memories of a golden age, inviting us to continue deeper into Egypt's heritage at the next destination. Drifting along the gentle flow of the Nile River, Edfu emerges with the majesty of an ancient city that once served as a major religious center during the pharaonic era. Located between Luxor and Aswan, this destination is not merely a geographic point, but a place preserving the spirit of Horus, the supreme sky god of ancient Egypt. The quiet countryside, combined with the imposing presence of the sandstone temple, creates a powerful attraction, leading travelers into a journey to rediscover cultural values buried beneath desert sands for centuries. The ground here reveals the resilience of sandstone blocks, glowing under the characteristic golden sunlight of Upper Egypt. Flat agricultural lands lie interwoven with irrigation canals from the Nile, forming a fertile ecosystem with rows of lush green trees rising from about 49 feet to 82 feet. Nature's arrangement with rich alluvial plains has nourished this land for thousands of seasons, where the towering columns of the Temple of Horus rise like watchtowers guarding the peaceful villages below. In central markets and roadside craft workshops, the lifestyle of Edfu's residents is reflected in their diligence in tourism-related trades and agriculture. Every day, local artisans carefully carve small falcon statues from quartz stone and create jewelry bearing the Eye of Horus symbol for visitors. In local households, sunbread and sugarcane molasses are warmly offered as specialties. The community's bond lies in their pride in the magnificent monument at the heart of the city, viewing the temple not only as a national treasure, but as a living symbol of local prosperity. The most exquisite architectural highlight is the remarkable preservation of ancient laboratory within the temple, where formulas for essential oils and perfumes are still inscribed on stone walls. Massive columned courtyards lead into the main sanctuary, forming a mysterious spatial structure with light filtering through narrow openings in the stone roof. Most notable is the ancient library that once housed thousands of papyrus scrolls of human knowledge, affirming Edfu's status as an intellectual center of the empire. The durability of the structure through historical upheavals is a tribute to the skill and dedication of builders from the Ptolemaic era. Edfu is not merely an archaeological site, but a symbol of the endurance of faith and human intellect against the harsh passage of time. The ancient murals here seem to open a gateway to the past, inviting us to immerse ourselves in the next mysterious stories along the legendary Nile River. At the fateful confluence, where the gentle white Nile meets the powerful blue Nile, Khartoum emerges as a radiant oasis amid the arid deserts of Sudan. It is not only the political capital, but also the heart of one of Africa's oldest civilizations, where two great rivers unite to begin their journey northward. With its distinctive elephant trunk-shaped geography, the city embodies a striking blend of the raw essence of Africa and the mystique of Arab culture, creating an irresistible allure for those seeking the origins of legendary rivers. Tracing back to 1821, this land transformed from a small military outpost into a center of power, witnessing countless historical upheavals. Every old street still carries traces of British colonial architecture, interwoven with mosques crowned by deep blue domes rising proudly. Notably, the Omdurman area on the West Bank preserves the resilient spirit of the Mahdist forces through ancient tombs and solid earthen fortresses. Temples rescued from the flooded Nubian region and preserved in the National Museum stand as powerful evidence of efforts to safeguard ancestral heritage against the destructive force of history. Wandering through bustling souks, you will encounter the soul of Khartoum through the skilled hands of artisans crafting leather goods and intricate silver jewelry. In the late afternoon, Nuba wrestlers proudly display their strength amid cheering crowds, while Sufi groups perform mesmerizing whirling dances through clouds of incense smoke. In local homes, the flavor of kisra porridge, made from sorghum and rich cinnamon tea, is warmly offered to visitors. The hospitality of the people is not expressed through grand gestures, but through the simple act of sharing communal meals in breezy desert courtyards. Before the traveler's eyes unfolds a dramatic contrast between lush alluvial land and the blazing golden sands of the vast Nubian desert. Rows of acacia and date palm trees, rising from about 33 feet to 49 feet, lean over the meeting point of the two rivers, creating two distinct shades of green before merging into one. Nature's arrangement with small green islands within the city forms a magnificent landscape painting, where the sunset casts a deep red glow over the calm Nile waters. Khartoum is not merely a bustling city, but a place where the call of the wilderness merges with the pulse of a mighty river. How do you perceive the dramatic convergence of the two legendary Nile branches in this land? The mighty Nile begins its journey of more than 3,728 miles northward at Jinja, the gem of eastern Uganda. This is not only the adventure capital of East Africa, but also a sacred point marking the source from the calm waters of Lake Victoria, where the flow suddenly transforms into powerful and mesmerizing rapids. Before your eyes unfolds a stunning blend of emerald green tropical forests and the white rushing waters of Tanta Falls. Rows of jacaranda and ancient baobab trees, rising from about 49 feet to 82 feet, stand tall on sandstone cliffs, forming a cool green corridor along riverside trails. Nature's arrangement, with small islands emerging amid strong currents, creates habitats for rare birds, while the sunset casts a bronze glow over the vast Lake Victoria, forming a magnificent landscape. Walking through old neighborhoods, you feel the warmth of the locals through bright smiles and the custom of offering the famous Rolex street wrap. People in Jinja carefully craft handicrafts from banana fiber and ebony wood for lively markets. In local homes, the aroma of grilled tilapia is warmly shared with visitors. Hospitality is shown through their enthusiasm in guiding kayaking experiences or sharing ancient legends tied to the Nile River. A defining historical moment here was when John Speke identified the source of the Nile in 1858, solving a mystery that had lasted for millennia. In the 1950s, the construction of the Owen Falls Dam transformed Jinja from a small fishing village into Uganda's first modern industrial center. Steel bridges spanning the rushing waters stand as evidence of human ingenuity in mastering nature. Jinja is not merely a destination, but a place where every wave carries the breath of origin and life. Are you ready to let yourself be carried away by the powerful and captivating current at the beginning of this legendary river? Located at a strategic bend where the Nile Valley suddenly widens, Asyut serves as a powerful gatekeeper linking Upper and Lower Egypt. It is not merely a bustling city, but also the starting point of the legendary Darb el Arbain route, where desert caravans once shaped a vibrant trade history. This land was once a supreme sacred center dedicated to the wolf god Wepwawet, the deity tasked with opening the way for souls and conquering armies. Rock-cut tombs, carved deep into the western cliffs from the Middle Kingdom, still stand firm, displaying reliefs of soldiers in dynamic training scenes. In modern times, the inauguration of the Asyut Barrage in 1902 sparked an irrigation revolution, transforming dry sands into fertile, grain-producing land. The strength of stone bridges spanning the river stands as a testament to human mastery over nature. Touching the delicate tali textiles embroidered with silver thread, you can feel the soul of the people woven into every stitch. The residents of Asyut are known for their strong pride and warmth, often inviting visitors into shaded homes to share a cup of strong black tea under the intense sun. In traditional kitchens, the flavor of malokia soup, served with crispy sunbread, brings families together. Their hospitality is reflected in the respect for handcrafted goods, connecting the present with their pharaonic roots. Vast green fields of cotton and wheat stretch toward terracotta-colored limestone cliffs, creating a striking natural contrast. Rows of eucalyptus and date palms rising from about 39 feet to 66 feet reflect on the calm Nile waters, forming a boundary between fertile life and the surrounding semi-desert. The sunset casts a reflective bronze glow over the landscape. Asyut is not merely a stop, but a place where every stone and every woven thread carries the spirit of pathfinders. Are you ready to uncover the secrets hidden within ancient caves along this legendary Nile? Dongola lies on the western bank of the Nile River in northern state Sudan, about 280 miles northwest of the capital Khartoum. It is the state capital with a population of over 80,000 people and serves as an important agricultural center, specializing in dates, wheat, and vegetables. Opposite modern Dongola is Old Dongola, the ruins of the ancient capital of the Kingdom of Makuria, located on the eastern bank of the Nile, about 50 miles away. This place was once a hub for caravan trade and riverside agriculture, and today still retains its untouched character between the Sahara Desert and the fertile Nile. Dongola is an ideal stop for those seeking to explore ancient Nubian heritage. The history of Dongola is closely tied to Old Dongola, which was built in the 5th century as a strong fortress and became the capital of the Kingdom of Makuria in the mid-6th century when the kingdom adopted Christianity. The city flourished thanks to Nile-based agriculture and trade with neighboring regions. A particularly notable historical event is the Battle of Dongola in 652, when Arab Muslim forces from Egypt besieged the city but were fiercely repelled by the Nubians. After the battle, both sides signed the Bact Treaty, a peace and trade agreement that lasted nearly 600 years, maintaining stability between the Christian Nubian kingdom and Islamic Egypt. By the 14th century, under pressure from the Egyptian Mamluks, Old Dongola gradually became Islamized and declined, leading residents to move downstream and form modern Dongola in the early 19th century. The people of Dongola mainly belong to the Nubian Dongola Awi community, living simply, hospitably, and closely connected to the Nile. They preserve their own language, traditional mud brick houses, and religious customs that blend ancient Christian heritage with present-day Sunni Islam. Daily life revolves around riverside farming, livestock raising, and trading in local markets. The cuisine is rich, featuring kisra, a fermented flatbread made from sorghum served with spicy stewed meat, ful madams, stewed fava beans, and fresh or dried dates as a regional specialty. Beehive-shaped tombs in cemeteries and folk tales about the sacred river further highlight the community's distinct identity. The overall landscape of Dongola creates a captivating contrast between the vast, arid desert and the narrow, refreshing Nile. The riverbanks form a lush green strip with abundant date gardens, traditional villages, and fertile fields. Beyond lies rocky plateau and the desolate Sahara Desert, where Old Dongola is located, creating a majestic, mysterious, and peaceful atmosphere. The typical hot, dry climate makes this place resemble an oasis amid harsh land, where humans and nature have intertwined for thousands of years. Dongola is not only a historical destination, but also a place that preserves the enduring spirit of ancient Nubian civilization. Are you ready to come here and explore? Karima appears as a peaceful small town situated on a great bend of the Nile River in northern state Sudan, about 250 miles north of the capital Khartoum. It is an ideal stop to explore the ancient heritage of Napata, with a modest population but a strategic location at the foot of the sacred Jebel Barkal mountain. Karima was once an important religious and political center of the Kingdom of Kush, where the fertile river meets the vast desert, offering a landscape both majestic and intimate, with monuments recognized by UNESCO as World Heritage. At first glance, the surroundings of Karima create a captivating contrast. Jebel Barkal rises about 328 feet high, like a massive stone altar against the clear blue sky. with temple complexes and sharp Nubian pyramids at its base. The Nile River forms a narrow green strip with lush date palm gardens, traditional villages, and slowly drifting boats. In the distance, the vast golden sand desert blends with rocky plateaus, creating a raw, tranquil, yet majestic atmosphere. The typical hot, dry climate makes Karima resemble an ancient oasis in the harsh land of Nubia. Life here maintains the simple rhythm of the Nubian and Shaigia communities. The people are closely connected to the Nile, living mainly through riverside agriculture, livestock raising, and small trade at local markets. They are known for their warm hospitality, preserving their language and certain traditional customs. The local cuisine is rich with desert flavors, including full madams, stewed fava beans with sesame oil, fresh onions and tomatoes, kisra, a fermented flatbread made from sorghum served with spicy stewed meat, along with sweet dates as an essential specialty. Traditional mud houses and the lively morning market atmosphere further highlight the unique identity of this land. Karima was once the center of the Kingdom of Kush during the Napatan period, around 900 to 270 BC. Jebel Barkal was considered a sacred mountain where the god Amun resided, becoming a symbol of power for Kushite kings. From here, black pharaohs, such as Tahaka, ascended the throne and conquered Egypt, establishing the powerful 25th dynasty. Napata flourished due to its strategic position along the Nile, becoming the site of coronation ceremonies and the most important religious center in Nubia. Later, the area remained a royal burial ground with dozens of pyramids at Nuri and El Kuru, marking the long evolution of Nubian civilization. Karima is the key to understanding the enduring vitality of Nubian civilization between the Nile and the vast desert. Are you ready to come here and explore? Towering on the shores of the vast Lake Nasser, Abu Simbel appears as an epic carved in sandstone by Pharaoh Ramesses II, directly into the heart of the mountain. This is not a bustling city, but a majestic sanctuary where colossal statues sit in silent watch, guarding the southern gateway of the empire for thousands of years. The history of this land is marked by one of the greatest rescue operations of the 20th century, when the entire temple was cut into thousands of stone blocks and relocated to higher ground to escape rising floodwaters. This turning point not only preserved the heritage, but also established a remarkable feat of modern engineering, ensuring that sunlight still penetrates the sacred inner chamber twice a year. The stone structures standing firmly beside the artificial lake testify to the endurance of human will against the harsh flow of nature. Interacting with local Nubian people working at the site, you will notice their warmth reflected in bright eyes and stories about family histories tied to this land for generations. They welcome travelers with confidence, inviting you to rest in the shade of rock cliffs while sipping deep red Kakadi tea made from dried hibiscus flowers. In small lakeside villages, local women carefully weave colorful palm leaf plates, expressing pride in a resilient Nubian heritage that has never yielded to the desert. Their hospitality lies in genuine simplicity, treating every visitor as a valued companion on the journey through the southern sun and wind. The lakeside landscape displays a striking contrast between vast waters and vivid red sandstone cliffs rising from the Sahara Desert. Rows of thorny acacia and wild palm trees growing from 16 feet to 33 feet cling firmly to the arid ground, forming rare green streaks separating the monumental architecture from the expansive space of Lake Nasser. The sunset casts a golden glow on ancient reliefs, turning the entire mountainside into a blazing epic of history. Abu Simbel is not just a stone museum, but a place where every layer of rock embodies humanity's desire for eternity against time. Do you believe that this entire massive mountain is in fact a gigantic puzzle, reassembled by humankind to resist the rising waters? Continuing from the colossal sandstone cliffs of Abu Simbel, the journey northward brings us to Fayoum, one of Egypt's most extraordinary natural depression oases. Unlike other cities along the Nile's fertile strip, this land is a vast basin nourished by the Beni Suef Canal, creating a rich agricultural ecosystem and expansive lakes in the heart of the Western Desert. The history of this region is closely tied to advanced irrigation techniques from the Middle Kingdom, when pharaohs of the Senusret dynasty transformed wild marshlands into the empire's granary. A key turning point was the regulation of water into Lake Khartoum, turning it into a royal hunting retreat. During the Greco-Roman period, Fayoum became a vibrant center with the emergence of the Fayum mummy portraits, among the earliest realistic paintings in human art history. The discovery of thousands of ancient whale fossils in the nearby Wadi al-Hitan Valley further established the area as a living geological record, demonstrating the transformation from ocean to desert over millions of years. Walking among the massive wooden water wheels that creak continuously day and night, you can feel the diligence of the residents in the local pottery village of Tunis. The people here are not only skilled farmers, but also talented artisans, gladly inviting you to sit at the pottery wheel and shape creations infused with the spirit of the silt-rich land. In brick houses, Fayum women carefully prepare fragrant roasted duck, served with layered fatir meshautet bread to welcome visitors. Their hospitality is evident in their willingness to share hot mint tea while recounting mysterious legends along the salty shores of Lake Khartoum. The landscape here displays an extreme contrast between the lush green orchards and the dark golden sand dunes surrounding the lake. Rows of weeping willow and wild palm trees rising from 33 feet to 49 feet reflect on small canals, forming a cool green corridor that shelters vast wheat and cotton fields. At Wadi Al Rayyan waterfalls, water cascades from heights of 16 feet to 26 feet, creating white mist under the desert sun and casting a deep purple hue over limestone cliffs at sunset. Fayum is not merely a green oasis, but a place where every wooden water wheel tells the story of human survival and enduring creativity across millennia. Each layer of sediment and ancient portrait continues to quietly affirm a vitality that has never faded in the heart of the vast sands. Sprawling across the 7 symbolic hills of the ancient Buganda kingdom, Uganda's capital emerges as a bustling construction site, with its signature red dust clinging to modern glass buildings. This is a city where roaring boda-boda motorcycles create a chaotic flow, an urban space not meant for stillness, but for the intense rhythm of survival in the heart of East Africa. In crowded markets like Owino, you encounter the generosity of locals through the iconic Rolex, a hot chapati rolled with eggs sold right on dusty sidewalks. The people here carry a free-spirited nature, readily inviting strangers for strong, Robusta coffee to discuss football matches or the fast pace of daily life. In hillside homes, packed tightly together, local women carefully prepare chicken, stewed with beans, to sincerely welcome visitors. Hospitality here is direct and unpolished, expressed through bursts of laughter louder than the city's noise. The strength of Kampala is rooted in the Kasubi tombs, where the spirits of Buganda's Kabaka kings have been honored under massive thatched roofs for centuries. A major turning point came in the late 19th century when the British chose these hills as a military base, transforming royal hunting grounds into an administrative center. The construction of the Gaddafi Mosque, with its towering minaret, established a panoramic viewpoint and symbolized strong religious convergence. Colonial brick buildings standing alongside modern high-rises reflect the transformation from military outpost to national commercial capital. The hilly terrain creates a sharp contrast between ebony trees rising from 49 feet to 82 feet and rusted tin roofs deep in the valleys. Rows of jacaranda and eucalyptus trees cling to red soil, forming fragile green lines, separating busy avenues from muddy alleys after equatorial rains. The sunset casts a bronze hue over mosque domes and city structures. Kampala does not rely on polish to define itself. It thrives on production and the powerful survival drive of millions. Every cloud of dust and burst of noise here continues to tell the story of a city that never stops striving. Hidden along the route connecting central regions to the northwestern frontier, this town appears as a rugged outpost amid endless sugarcane plantations. The air is thick with the scent of molasses and truck exhaust, a place not meant for polish, but for hardened workers holding their ground at the gateway to the Budongo wilderness. The fate of Masindi is tied to the early 20th century, when the British selected it as a transit hub for goods heading toward the Congo. A major turning point came with the establishment of the Masindi Hotel in 1923, the oldest building in Uganda, which hosted notable figures such as Ernest Hemingway. The discovery of significant oil reserves near Lake Albert pushed the town into a dramatic economic transformation. Moss-covered brick structures standing alongside tractor dealerships reflect the shift from a colonial plantation outpost to an important energy logistics center. Life here is shaped by muscular sugarcane cutters and long-haul truck drivers crossing borders. Instead of tourist greetings, you encounter the quiet but straightforward nature of mechanics covered in grease beside heavy vehicles. They are the keepers of trade routes, willing to show shortcuts through forest paths to avoid mud after sudden rains. Hospitality here lies not in polished smiles, but in a nod from someone ready to help push your vehicle through mud or share stories of long, dusty journeys. The terrain is a stark blend of flat sugarcane fields and towering mahogany and iroko trees rising from 98 feet to 131 feet close to residential areas. Rows of teak trees stand firmly on grey soil, forming dark green bands separating busy streets from vast livestock farms. At night, lights from workers' camps create a quiet, somber atmosphere, casting a deep purple hue over limestone outcrops. Masindi does not rely on glamour to define itself. It survives through machinery, labor, and relentless adaptation. Every rumble of engines and every scent from the surrounding forest continues to tell the story of a frontier town that has never retreated before the passage of time. Continuing from the molasses-scented stopovers of Masindi, the journey north brings us to Gulu, the center of power of the Acholi people. This is not a land of lush green fields, but a city rising from the ashes of conflict, where wide avenues glow with the red earth of the equatorial region, marking a proud and determined recovery. The fate of this region has passed through harsh turns, from a colonial military outpost to the focal point of a two-decade civil war. The true turning point began in 2006, when peace returned, triggering urban reconstruction that transformed former refugee camps into large-scale shea butter processing industries. Its elevation to city status in 2020 stands as a firm declaration of resilience, where modern glass buildings now rise on the ruins of the past. The strength of cross-border logistics centers connecting to South Sudan has made it an indispensable economic engine of northern Uganda. Acholi men here are often hardened long-haul truck drivers or skilled mechanics, while women dominate bustling shea butter stalls in the main market. They welcome you with calm and straightforward manners, not overly expressive, but decisive in action. Hospitality appears in precise directions or a reliable nod from someone willing to stop and help fix a tire in the thick red dust. They do not rely on polite words, but on the understanding of those who have endured hardship, treating outsiders with fairness and honor. The landscape is a vast savanna where shade trees and thorny acacia, rising from 26 feet to 39 feet, stand alone under the scorching sun. Rows of eucalyptus trees endure on dry gray soil, forming dark green lines separating busy urban zones from expansive cotton fields awaiting harvest. At night, lights from processing factories operating continuously create a dynamic atmosphere, casting a bronze glow on industrial water towers. Gulu is a self-made epic of reconstruction, where every grain of red soil carries the labor of people rewriting their history. The roar of truck engines and the rich scent of shea butter are the breath of a city pushing forward after the storm. Located on the eastern bank of the mighty Nile River, Shendi appears as a legendary link between modern flow and the shadow of ancient empires. Situated in River Nile State, this city is not only a bustling commercial center, but also a gateway to the spiritual realm of the once glorious kingdom of Kush. The most prominent historical mark here is Meroe, the final capital of the Kushite kingdom. The relocation of the capital from Napata in 591 BC transformed this region into a leading metallurgical center of ancient Africa. With abundant iron ore resources, the Kushites produced superior weapons and farming tools, earning it the title Birmingham of Africa. The clusters of steep pyramids with distinctive inclinations ranging from 68 degrees to 72 degrees stand firmly among the sands, reflecting a unique fusion of Egyptian architecture and pure Nubian identity. Wandering through lively souk markets, you encounter the soul of Shendi through the skilled hands of weavers crafting the renowned Gerban fabric. The local people of the proud Ja'alin tribe welcome visitors with calm hospitality and cups of hot cinnamon tea under palm-thatched porches. In kitchens, the rich flavor of beef soup, served with thin kisra bread, fills the air, reflecting a culture rooted in sharing. Their warmth is expressed through stories of their ancestors, turning legends into an invisible bridge between present life and a glorious past. Jemendi is not merely a riverside city, but a place where the echoes of ancient blacksmiths still resonate in modern life. Every sandstone block and every woven thread here quietly tells the story of a great civilization.